Oxford-made COVID-19 vaccine. 7 months into the COVID-19 pandemic, and finally, we are hearing a few positive developments. Among the most recent update is a very promising news that the human clinical trial of Oxford-made COVID-19 vaccine has successfully completed its phase 1 and phase 2 of safety trial. AstraZeneca company with Oxford University have been successful in making this vaccine, also known as ChAdOx1 or AZD1272. As we all know, every new vaccine needs to go through 5 phases of safety testing before it is introduced in the general population. So why is this vaccine so famous now? The answer is, this is the only single vaccine in the entire world which has successfully been studied for over 1077 people, and they have got good immune response and antibody production against COVID-19. So before we go more into the vaccine itself, let's know what are the type of vaccines and how they work. So we have mainly 3 types of vaccines. This is live, killed or inactivated vaccine, or a vector vaccine. Live vaccine, as the name suggests, it's just introducing a part of the active virus into the human body and triggering an immune response or creating antibodies against it. This kind of method is not currently used in COVID-19 vaccines. The next type is killed or inactivated vaccines. In this case, the virus is killed or inactivated and then introduced into the human body. And this particle or antigen, it creates an immune response from the body. This kind of method for making a vaccine is used by the Indian company with the vaccine called Covidvaccine, and it has successfully enrolled in its first phase this month. Next one is the vector vaccine. So from the name itself, vector vaccine, that means we are using a vector or a carrier to carry a small particle of the virus into the human body to create an immune response. Oxford-made ChAdOx vaccine is using this technique to introduce immunity. So how is that done? So what they did is take a normal flu-causing virus in chimpanzees, which is an adenovirus. They extract this, genetically modify this virus so that it becomes only a carrier and does not cause infection in humans. Then they introduce a small particle of COVID-19 virus into this virus. That is, COVID-19 genetic material is put into this flu virus and then injected into human body. And now we see how this works. This or the immune generation is the main process behind the success of the vaccine. So once you introduce this vaccine into your body, what happens? The first line defense mechanism of your body will know that this is a foreign material and trigger a response. So first you have cells called macrophages which attack these vaccine particles. So the macrophage engulfs them or eats them up, and during this process releases small particles of the COVID virus material which is present inside into your body. Against this, your immune cells or the B and T lymphocyte cells mainly will react and cause antibodies and try to eliminate this virus completely. Among these, the T lymphocyte is still more important as it has a special function called memory. The T lymphocyte cells, as it is attacking the virus genetic material from the vaccine, it also creates memory. That is, next time you are exposed to the actual virus, you know how the body knows how to react against this or how to mount an antibody response against it so that you will not be infected again. So coming back, this is how the vaccines work, or this is how the vector vaccines are working. Another point to know is what are the stages of vaccine. We hear that we are in phase 1, we are in phase 2. So what are these phases? There are mainly 5 stages when a vaccine is made until it's introduced into the population. So first thing, you have to know a genetic structure of what virus you are making the vaccine against. Thankfully, the COVID-19 genetic structure was already known to almost the entire world within 1 month of the infection. The next is preclinical trial, which is animal-based trials which are conducted in labs to know the safety of the virus. Around 160 vaccines in the world are in this phase. The next is clinical trial, the most important phases. There are 3 phases in clinical trial, which is phase 1, phase 2 and phase 3. In phase 1, what we are looking for is the safety of the vaccine. It's done in about 10 to 100 people to identify if the vaccine is safe for a human being or does it cause any dangerous side effects. Phase 2 is another study which includes a little more of the population, about 100 to 1000 people, and this is to know the ability of the vaccine to create the immunity in all the population, in elderly, in children, etc. Our Oxford vaccine has successfully completed all these phases up to phase 2. Now the last phase, the phase 3. This one is important to know the efficacy of the vaccine. That is, if we give this vaccine once, is that enough? So in this phase, we also evaluate whether this vaccine needs multiple shots like the ones which we use for flu. So this is the phase we are currently starting with the Oxford vaccine. And this phase, we need to know, takes approximately 4 months to observe the reaction. That is, we give the vaccine now for a large population and then we wait for the body to mount an immune response. And then monthly we do an evaluation on them to check if the immunity is formed and it is sustained. Now the good part is once this phase 3 is completed, we have many big companies that have agreed to bring about mass production of this vaccine so that everybody gets the vaccine at a nominal rate. In India, we have Serum Institute of India, which has vouched that they will do the mass production of this vaccine and ensure that it is available to everybody. So let's all hope that the last phase is successfully completed and that we can finally have a safe and effective vaccine for COVID-19 very soon.